There's this phenomenon that I've experienced most times. I'll be passing through a street or through an environment, and some songs will be blasting through the speakers. Then it's not really as if I was paying attention to the music, but you realize that after a few days, your mind will start replaying that song. You discover that you know the lyrics to the song, a song that you didn't listen to intentionally, yet your brain has already captured it. It has recorded the lyrics. The song will be playing over and over and over again in your mind. You'll be wondering what is going on. That brings us to the concept we call the science of earworm. Now, what is earworm? If I say earworm, I'm referring to a song that keeps on replaying over and over in your mind subconsciously. Yeah, it's the normal spelling of ear for those of you that want to know the spelling. Earworms, earworm, yeah. A song that keep on playing repeatedly in your mind, and it's not as if you're making a conscious effort to memorize or to recite or sing it or something like that. It's just happening over and over again. Even science has verified this fact. They call the phenomenon involuntary music imagery or something like that. That's INMI. And another fun fact is people that usually experience this yeah, it happens to everybody, but the people it happens to the most are people that are musically inclined, people that are musically talented, people that are creative in nature, or people that have been exposed to a wide range of variety of music right from their childhood. It will make it easier for your subconscious to pick up songs. Can be passing now, and my brain will just pick up a song that I wasn't even paying attention to days later. My mind will just be replaying the lyrics, the bass line, chord progression, lead line, everything, and you just be surprised because you never actually memorize all those things intentionally. Now the question is this: why does it happen? Why do we experience this phenomenon that scientists called involuntary music imagery? Now, the first thing is what we call repetition. The first reason for this earworm is repetition. One thing about your brain is the human brain, it loves pattern. In the midst of chaos, your brain likes to see if it can decipher a particular pattern. If the same thing, if your brain can be able to pick up something that is happening over and over again in a situation that looks as if it's random, your brain will register it in the memory or something like that. Your brain likes patterns, so if a song is repeated over and over again, you don't need to listen to it for hours. The mere fact that a chorus or a chant was repeated 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times, your brain has already detected that there's a pattern in place here. And once your brain notices that there's a pattern in place, it will record it, especially if you have a musical talent or if you're musically inclined or something like that. Another reason for this earworm is what they call catchy melodies. There are some songs with a simple, predictable, regular structure. Remember we talked about predictability, which is the ability of the brain to recognize pattern and register it in the either short-term memory or long-term memory. So there are some songs with catchy melodies. They are simple, they are repeatable, the rhythm is sweet, it's predictable. So once your brain hears something like that, it will start predicting. That's, you already heard the first chorus, second chorus. When it's time for the third chorus, your brain will try to complete the remaining part of the chorus by itself. That's, your brain has already tuned into the realm or the atmosphere of the music. So once a song has a catchy melody, there's a high probability that it will end up becoming an earworm or something like that. Another reason that causes a song to become an earworm, or that leads to this phenomenon that scientists call involuntary musical imagery, INMI, is what we call emotional trigger. Let's assume that something bad happened or something good happened. Maybe you lost a loved one, or you just called you got visa abroad, and so on and so forth. Any song that is playing at that particular time, there's a high tendency that your brain will latch onto it. Why? That song has been associated with an emotional part of your life. Maybe a love, heartbreak, joy, nostalgia, and so on and so forth. So anytime in future, okay, for example now, let me assume that your grandmother just passed on or something like that, and there's a music that was playing in the background. You may not make any conscious effort to memorize the song or something like that, but just notice in future, God forbid, if any of your loved ones should pass on again, or you're in an environment where somebody is being buried, because you are now in a similar environment to you know what I'm trying to talk about now, your brain will latch on to. If you notice sometimes, if you come into an environment, a song will play back in your mind, and if you check, there's a trigger within that environment that relates to when you first heard that song several years ago. Then another reason why it happened, there's something they call Zeigarnik effect, unfinished hook. Like I said, your brain likes repeatable patterns, predictable patterns, and so on and so forth. So if they sing the song the first time, second time, third time, and maybe the DJ switches off the song, your brain doesn't like an unfinished track, an unfinished business. What will it do? It will try to complete the track by singing the remaining part of it. And once it does that, there's a high tendency that it will keep on repeating it over and over again in future. You will not even know when that song will end up becoming your favorite song. But if you are not comfortable with this earworm of a thing, it's very simple. If you notice that your brain is repeating it over and over again, and maybe you have not found the right lyrics for the song, and yet your brain is repeating the song over and over again, please go and listen to the original version of the song. Try and see if you can get the right lyrics, the right chorus, the right memory. Once you complete the song, once you learn everything you're supposed to learn about the song, your brain will stop that Zeigarnik effect where it's trying to maintain an unfinished loop by itself. You can distract yourself by listening to another song which will replace the first one. But that's just like stealing from Peter to paper. You are trying to replace an earworm with another earworm. You can distract your mind with another chore and so on and so forth. It's Metatron. See you on the next video.